Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are ya? Yes, this is the open chat. Yes, I am Diana Clarion. Yes, I am also known as the Lavender Lady. And yes, with me is the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. Hello, my love. How are you?
Well, I'm not going to claim to be brilliant today. I seem to be having a bit of a food coma situation. I had this like gigantic sandwich from Subway, and I can barely keep my freaking eyes open. Maybe I'll get some caffeine if I'm not weighed down by a cat. Other than
All
that, I think
right.
I'm good.
Okay, then. That sounds wonderful. You know what I need to do? I need to plug my ears in here. I knew I'd forget something. And along with the two of us,
Came a spider.
yeah, we also have the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Mage Gray Wolf. Hello, dear. How are
Hello.
ya?
Worn out as well.
Who, what, where, when?
I'm also worn out.
Oh, no, not fun, not fun, not fun to be weird out.
Yeah, woke up from a nice stress dream early in the morning, got some stuff done with filming some stuff. Went over on Purple's channel, and now I'm here.
Oh, yay. Yeah, I was thinking of going to Purple's channel, but I ended up sleeping. I do a lot of that. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Well, maybe if she comes by, maybe we can. Yes, dear. Somebody is insistent upon having all of the tension.
Well, the attention isn't being given to her; it's being given to something else. So that's not that can't be.
Yeah, uh huh. Yo, kittiness. Kitty. Yeah, just a few days ago, it was the 6th anniversary of my taking you in. Yeah.
Speaking of kitties, Xander did something silly earlier today. They've been like, there's some sort of sinkhole situation going on outside my building, and they've been repairing stuff, and it turns out they have to replace a water main.
Oh
Right? And for the last
no.
couple of days, they have been telling us, oh, yeah, well, we're shutting off the water from like 8 to 5. So, be aware and fill up your tub so that you can like use some of that water to dump into your toilet tank so you can actually flush, blah, 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 right? But they keep like pushing the day when the water is going to be off back and back and back, but they don't tell us they're pushing it back until 5, right? So I've been keeping my tub filled for the last 2 days. Allegedly tomorrow they're really doing it. We talked to the workers, but um, so I had my tub filled today. Now Xander has been making this habit of walking around in between the shower curtains, where one is on the outside of the tub, the other's on the inside, right? And he likes to walk
Okay.
around that little hollow in between them.
Yeah.
Well, today he fell in.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Uh, I reckon
So,
I recommend buying a few gallons of drinking water just to have
well,
on hand.
yes. I wasn't about to drink tub water. Give me credit for the easy stuff, but yeah.
Okay. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, happily, we haven't had to put up with that for a while. We had some water work going on here a couple of years ago, but I guess pretty much all done now. And
Well, another issue that came up, because well, I wanted to take a shower, but I wasn't sure if I could, like if the water would be cut off in the middle of it, like say if my head is full of shampoo or something, you know.
yeah,
Um,
uh huh.
and well, speaking of shampoo, you remember Kitty was talking about that Function of Beauty place with the custom shampoo and conditioner. Well, that arrived today, and I've been
Oh,
wanting to test drive it, but I'm not sure if I can trust the water to stay on.
Take a shower at night.
I
That
was gonna
way,
say, could you do it at midnight or
I
something
mean, I
like that?
could. I don't know, like, yeah, but. I mean, the point is, I've been wanting to use it ever since it arrived today, which is like sort of noonish.
Yeah,
But I wasn't sure if I could.
yeah.
Okay,
Then
okay.
I gotta shut the water off at night. So if it's not off by then, you can try it then.
Yeah. But
Oh
hopefully
my.
they'll actually have everything done and finished after tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds good. I
Looks
like
like we've
that.
got one of the Jennies in the chat.
I have just noticed that. Yes.
Well, also, like, I don't know why, but the water that was in my tub was sort of a bluish greenish color. And I'm like, is that chlorine or some crap? I don't know.
I don't know of any of those products that are blue or green, but who knows? They may have come out with something new lately. Hi,
Yeah.
Jenny. If you wanna come on in, I just threw you a link.
But yeah, so I'm really eager to try this shampoo and conditioner stuff because, well, I've been having all those problems with my head fur.
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
Hopefully, this will help.
Oh my.
Let's see here.
I wish that would fix my water, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. Water is incredibly
Copper
hard here.
corrosion.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
okay.
one of the other good things is that the water here isn't nearly as hard as Seattle or San Diego.
Yeah, I'm just pulled up. The most common cause of a blue or green tint in your water is a copper corrosion.
Oh,
All
maybe
right then.
that's what they're repairing. I don't know.
Maybe.
What are you doing, honey? Damn cat. Yeah, you. I miss working on plumbing. Oh well.
I swear I thought you were gonna say the railroad.
All the live
Oh,
long day.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Honestly, I don't know. I miss working on, and my brain filled in the railroad before you kept going.
Oh my. Yeah, all that stuff. Strangely enough, I do miss all that stuff. I mean, working on plumbing, working on painting, shit like that. But it is a little on the expensive side, so I really wouldn't be able to do all that much of it now.
I miss Firefly.
I miss Star Trek and
Okay.
Star Wars being good.
Yeah, that too.
Tayo Korostu.
Well, I mean, actually, there is a really, really, really good Star Trek show on right now. It's called The Orville.
Yeah. They should give a season 4 to.
Darn right they should.
Okay, so there's no word about that one yet.
Not yet, no. Although it's starting to sound kind of like Seth MacFarlane is hinting at maybe they've reached an agreement on a season. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like there's hints. There's a vibe I've been getting. I don't know. But
Moo.
yeah, not a lot else going on around here today. I mean, I just got a video game yesterday for the Switch. It's Diablo 3. It's kind of fun, but my character is too powerful already.
Oh,
And so there's
jeez.
very little challenge in the game at the moment. I can bump the danger level up of a notch or three. I don't know. Maybe I should because right now there's no challenge. Working on Quinn Redshift. Actually, I spent a lot of today working on shot number 400 of Quinn Redshift today.
Alrighty, that sounds like fun. Shot number 400 of 16,947,000. No, huh?
Something like that. No, actually, it's getting close to the end of Act 3 at this point, so we're coming close to the end.
All right.
Mind
Oh,
you, the sort of like, I don't know if I want to call it Act 4 or an epilogue or what, but there's going to be a lot of lip sync involved in that.
okay.
So
So do you know what you're gonna do with yourself after you finish this thing?
I have a few ideas, yes. I mean, obviously, more episodes of Head Meets. I want to continue the story of Quinn Redshift in graphic novel form. I've been wanting to do something like integrating live action and animation for quite some time. I have two ideas for that. Um, and some part of me has been wanting to get one of those like licensable game engines. I'm thinking maybe Unity and seeing if I can make a game.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think that could be fun. Nothing too complicated, although if it goes well, then I'll move on to something more complicated, but, well, we'll see.
I had an idea for a game a while back.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was so it started out as just a regular RPG. I was just kind of kit bashing the story from other RPGs, and it kind of morphed into this online RPG I had an idea for. It was a little bit more original.
Okay.
Back in the day, I don't think it could have been done, but now it actually might be possible. Because one of the key features is the map of it would basically be the size of an actual planet.
Ah. Well, that is possible these days. I don't know. I've had a couple of ideas in my head for things, and I'm not really sure if I can pull them off, though. The one that has most captured me is the idea of doing something like Master of Orion 2, but with much more focus on the diplomacy between the different empires. Because that was always one of the weakest parts of any game like that, where you're going around conquering or exploring or settling the galaxy, is that the alien races are basically like graphical spreadsheets. Like, that's how much character they give the other empires. It's just like graphics, and that's it. That there's no real sense of like they don't remember what you've done. They don't really form a relationship with you. I was thinking about trying to give the other alien races more personality,
Hi,
to
Beach.
give it more of a Babylon 5 feel.
Okay, okay, I'll trust you.
And or like the Galactic Council or whatever in the Star Wars prequels, something along those lines, so that you really get this sense of being part of a universe, of a galaxy, whatever. um I'd really like to do that, to see if I can make that work. I don't know.
Moo. That does sound like it could be fun.
It doesn't sound like it'd be all that difficult, but you know what do I know? I mean, I can think of ways to do it. Maybe not very elegant ways, but I can think of ways.
We have our race.
I still play around with that RPG idea from time to time for something to do.
Well, I mean, because you were talking about making an MMO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, if I was going to make an RPG, I'd want to make something that was a little more story based, single player type stuff.
I still also play around with the kit bashed version too.
Also thought about maybe making a platformer.
What?
A platformer.
What's that?
Well, it's like Super Mario Brothers or Sonic or something, where you've got a character and you're jumping around from platform to platform collecting stuff.
Oh, okay,
that kind of
okay,
thing. A
okay.
platformer. But mostly that's been kicking around in my head after playing Metroid Dread, which was not nearly as fun as. I mean, let's put it this way: the game itself was fun. The bosses were pure frustration. So I didn't care for that, but I thought it might be fun to make something along those lines, but a little more to my taste.
I've been a huge fan of platform games.
Well, Kate, looks like Beach 8 was thinking about you. Had a pastrami on rye and a Dr. Brown's Celery soda.
Oh, nice, nice. I can't find celery around here. I can find Dr. Brown's, but not that flavor. It kind of stinks. But still, it's great. I mean, I love pastrami. Not the biggest fan of rye, but I would put up with it.
Maybe you can put in a request from the places that are selling in the Dr. Brown's.
Maybe. Yeah. But I Yeah, like there's a certain kind of subgenre of science fiction, I guess, that I've always found strangely compelling. It's like the underground government facility with weird experiments going on, and then something gets loose or something goes wrong. Sort of like, say, Half Life or Stranger Things or Akira, that kind of thing. Where
Okay,
it's like
okay.
like there's some experiments going on in some sterile lab that nobody knows about, and then all of a sudden something bad happened here. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that, or Portal for that matter, although it's a slightly different take on the idea.
Uh,
But yeah, I love that. I don't know why.
kind of a SCP in a game, huh?
Like what?
SCP.
I don't know SCP.
You never heard that?
I don't know what it is. Maybe I do and just don't recognize the acronym.
Oh, it's what was it? Secure, contain, protect. I think it was.
Oh, see, I was hearing
Special containment procedures. That was it.
I was hearing Sierra Echo.
Oh.
That was it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought you said SEP. Okay.
Yeah, SC.
Yeah, that's where speaking NATO comes in handy. That's the interesting thing, though. I'm surprised at how many people actually do speak NATO. It's nice.
Jenny, Celery is celery flavored soda. It's really good. Like you wouldn't think it, but it's really good.
I don't
It's
know.
kind of the way you wouldn't necessarily think that popcorn that's caramel and cheddar flavored would go well together, but it so works. There's some like unlikely flavors out there that are really, really good, and
Okay,
others that
then.
are just absolutely positively disgusting, but some that are really, 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 really good, and you wouldn't think it.
I've had a cucumber flavored soda that was pretty decent.
I have not, but only because I haven't encountered it. There is a cucumber lime Gatorade that's not bad.
Yeah, the cucumber soda was actually fairly similar to the celery,
Hmm.
so you might like it.
Now that I think about it, I have some lime seltzer kicking around somewhere. Then again, I also
Ooh,
have some watermelon Red Bull, and given my current level of energy or lack thereof, perhaps the Red Bull is more called for at the moment. I don't know.
moo. Okay. I have to look around here and see if there's any celery anywhere in Pittsburgh. It sounds like something I'd be willing to try.
I've also
Oh,
had.
Jenny, I think the ray is just to make it sound interesting. It's not just celery; it's celery. Like it could have easily have been celery, or something. It's just a thing to call it. I don't know. Then again, maybe it has some manta in it. I'm not sure.
One soda I did not decided not to try was the Cool Ranch flavored soda.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know. No, no, no. It
well,
just sounds like something I wouldn't want to get near.
The
Oscar Mayer put out hot dog flavored popsicles.
yeah
Oh, jeez.
the person selling the stuff said the stuff tasted a bit like fermented Cool Ranch.
Oh, God. Cool
Oh,
Ranch is
okay,
bad enough, let alone
I'll
fermenting
pass.
it.
Though I did like the chocolate flavored soda.
Oh, there have been several of those over my lifetime, and some of them were actually good. One of my favorites wasn't exactly a soda. It was more like chocolate milk. It was called Chocolate Soldier, if I remember correctly. And the stuff was out maybe in like 1964 or some shit like that. And it was pretty darn good.
I'm
But
not sure if I've ever actually seen chocolate soda, but I mean, I've seen Yoo-Hoo.
okay.
Closest I can get.
The Maud's apple pie soda was actually pretty good too.
Oh,
Uh, I don't know. I have a video where I actually bought and then unboxed a whole bunch of novelty sodas. Actually, Stool guested with me on that one.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Most of them were pretty nasty, actually.
Yeah, I used to have a Rocket Fizz near me. That's where I got to try all these unusual sodas. Ever hear of the place?
I don't think
No.
so. Oh my.
New York special chocolate soda, huh? Where would what? Well, I'm assuming New York is where one would get that. Deep fried butter, yowza.
Oh my.
Yeah, I've never tried that fried ice cream stuff I keep hearing about. I can't imagine like that it stays ice cream when fried.
I don't know how that one works.
Now, here in Vermont and probably most of New England, we don't call soft serve ice cream soft serve. We call it creamies. Creemee, creamies, right?
It sounds kind of
And
suggestive.
yeah, it does, but it's still really good stuff because you know what we have is maple flavor.
Alrighty.
Yeah, maple creamies are really good. Although there's this one place downtown near the waterfront that has this vanilla that actually uses enough damn vanilla, and it is one of the tastiest things I've ever had. So that's the problem with like most vanilla ice cream is it doesn't have nearly enough of the vanilla flavor in it.
Okay
It's like
then.
really mild.
I don't know, maybe that's the reason I really like that one cheap vanilla ice cream, because that has a shitload of vanilla in it.
Mm.
But it's, like $2.50 for a container. You don't get half gallons anymore. What do you get? 3 pint.
Well, still, it's just like finding ice cream with enough vanilla in it isn't easy. And when you do, or at least when I do, I latch onto it pretty hard because oh my gosh, do I love the flavor so much. Like it's like I don't really get chocoholics. I don't know why. Like because vanilla's far superior,
Okay, okay.
far, far, far superior. Oh my gosh, nearly orgasmic. I don't know why I react so strongly to vanilla. I just do.
Because you're built strangely? I don't know.
Well, that could be the reason. I mean, goodness knows I am built strangely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carvel, well, it's weird. Like, I know we have Carvel around here, but I don't think we have it here. Like, there's a bunch of TV stations in this area that service both the Burlington area and the Plattsburgh area of New York. And so they'd advertise a lot of New York stuff that you can't get across the lake.
All right.
When I was little, I used to have a Carvel near me. It was nice going out. We used to go there like once a week. Fortunately, the place closed down. I think it's a place that sells cell phones now.
But it's even better though that we have here Ben and Jerry's, like actual from the factory Ben and Jerry's.
Now,
Alrighty then.
We have here is Dairy Queen.
Yeah, the range of Dairy Queen is impressive, shall we say. I grew up with Dairy Queens around. I grew up in Cleveland. There are Dairy Queens all over the place here. Well, this isn't that far from Cleveland, really. Only about 120 miles.
Well, I still want to know if Dairy Queen and Burger King are from the same dynasty, and do they live in White Castle?
Uh-huh. I don't know. It could be.
It seems like they ought to, but I don't know.
Then they might have lived in Royal Castle. I don't know if that one
Royal?
is. Yeah, I don't know if that one is still around.
I've never heard of it. So even if, well, it could be regional, but if it's not regional, then it's gone.
Yeah, no, I always saw Dairy Queen being along with Smoothie King.
I don't know. I never. Trying to think. I'm sure I've eaten at a Dairy Queen, but I can't recall. I don't even know if we have them out here.
There used to only be one in my area because there was a guy who just owned the entire franchise for the area, and then he sold it, and he got totally screwed over.
Oh no.
Because if he didn't sell, he probably would have been a millionaire.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Beach says there's ice cream place in PA called Good Hose. Or no, Good Nose. I don't know that. I don't know that one.
Is that maybe a misspelling of good ones?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not sure. It just seems likely. But yeah.
Well, I'm seeing stuff with the spelling that Beach put up.
Well, you know, to this day, I've never eaten at a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and
Holy
it's not
shit,
on
really?
purpose. I've never had the opportunity. Like when it came up naturally, I would have to go on a mission to go eating at a Kentucky Fried Chicken to eat at one because no one I know really cares about it. And I've never been at like someone's house when they said we're getting KFC for dinner tonight. You know, it's just never happened. So, and of course, I was raised by hippies. And my
Uh,
dad has gone almost, but not quite vegan. Like more vegetarian than vegan, but he
okay.
eats a lot of vegan stuff. But I mean, like, so I wasn't gonna get KFC at home. I've never had Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I've had
Oh
it before.
my.
My grandfather would take me from school. Was, yeah, hey, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I was like, yeah. So we drive out to Kentucky Fried Chicken, and we get like two big grocery bags full of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay then. Yeah, we used to have almost a ritual, or yeah, I guess you could call it a ritual. When we would go out the island where my grandparents had their cottage, on the way to the on ramp of the Ohio Turnpike, we would stop at a Kentucky Fried Chicken, get their largest bucket, and we'd be eating Kentucky Fried Chicken across the state of Ohio from Cleveland to Marblehead.
Purple's here.
Yeah,
Oh,
the thing with my grandfather was he went hungry when he was little, so he wanted to make sure that none of his kids or grandkids went hungry, so he'd always overdo it with getting food.
okay.
Well,
Hi,
I've
perp.
never. It's just never come up with the KFC. Never really had an objection to it. Now, Wendy's, on the other hand, I did deliberately go into a Wendy's once just to finally like eat at a Wendy's, but for years I said I'm not going to eat at a place with square burgers.
Okay.
You know, but I went
They're
in
okay.
and it was pretty meh.
Okay. I actually went to a local Wendy's just a couple weeks ago. It wasn't as good as I was remembering, and even as good as I remember, it wasn't all that good. Um,
My favorite place to go for a burger was Fuddruckers.
oh,
Mm.
okay.
You know, maybe it's just me, but the name of that place just doesn't make it sound appealing. In fact, it sounds quite naughty.
Also doesn't help that as you walk in, they have a glass thing that you let you look into the freezer area with the slabs of with the hanging cows in there.
Ugh.
No.
But they have it set up
Well,
where you don't have to look at if you don't want to.
and you know, to this day, I still have not eaten at a Hooters.
Neither have I.
Oh, I haven't
Honestly
either.
have no real interest in going to a Hooters.
I have a sort of morbid curiosity about it, but for the most part, I could go the rest of my life and die happy never eating at a Hooters, but some part of me is like, if I had the opportunity, I wouldn't turn it down.
I don't know. It's interesting. How much do you pay for the food, and how much do you pay for the view?
I don't know.
Yeah, I hear they have good breasts. Chicken's good too.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, it's a little weird, like when some straight friends of yours get married and, they're like, well, Kate's a lesbian, so bachelorette and bachelor party for her.
Mm.
Like I went to a friend's, well, the bachelorette party, there were no strippers. It was just it was almost like a tea party. So whatever. But the bachelor party, there was indeed a stripper who I later saw at the local dyke bar. So that was interesting.
Did she see you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we waved and nodded and awkwardly smiled, and then that was that. You
Yeah,
know.
if I ever got married, I don't think I'd want a stripper for a bachelor party.
So what? Magic show?
Yeah, magic show would be good.
Okay. I don't know. It was an interesting night. That's all.
Oh my.
Again, going to a strip club is another thing I really have no particular interest in doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never been to a strip club either, and I'm not sure I'd want to, and I'm not really sure I see the point of it, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I get it on an intellectual level. I just can't empathize.
What was the joke? Go there, you can't touch them, they can't touch you can't touch yourself, and you give them all your money.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my.
But well, most of my friends who were married before we became friends, and most of the ones who weren't, we did, like, there's been like 2 weddings among the friends I've had since I started making friends, like, after I left for college. It's kind of
Okay.
weird. But then again, like, I hung out with goths, and so many of them are polyamorous or one form or another of non-monogamous, and so the fact that there were any weddings is actually kind of remarkable.
Okay.
I wonder how universal that is, though. Like, because I mean, the Seattle goth scene, I've had that amply demonstrated to me that is different from other goth scenes. So I don't know.
Oh, what? What's so special about it?
Well, no, it's not special. It's just different. Like I know I've described it before. Seattle goths are basically just like geeks who want to be scary instead of nerdy. It's less about living the life and more about being, just whatever. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like I've met goths who have taken it as their whole personality. Like who go around cosplaying like they're in Interview with the Vampire and all of this shit. And I'm
Okay.
like, it's different. It's like the Seattle goth scene. It's a little more casual, a little more fun, a little more geeky. I don't know. It's different.
Hey, Bloggerty, I didn't see you come in. How you doing, sweetness?
So
Oh, wait a minute. What is Purple saying here? Since everyone has gotten used to having food delivered, I'm surprised Hooters hasn't branched out to a service called Knockers.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know. I suppose the food would be delivered in fun bags.
There you go.
I, I forget exactly what it was. I got into some weird conversation on Twitter, and somehow it turned to uh, trans man top surgery. And I forget exactly how I started listing off every like slang term for breasts there was,
Oh
but there was
no.
someone who was like they were trying to have a serious conversation, and I kept, every time we would talk about breasts, I would use one of those euphemisms. And this person I was talking to seemed to be getting a little bit like increasingly frustrated that I was doing it. And I was like, look, you realize I'm going to keep coming up with terms like sweater puppies until I get a laugh out of you, right? And at that point, I got a smiley face and a chuckle, and then I stopped doing it. Yeah.
My mind went to the episode of Quantum Leap with Dr. Ruth in it.
Oh
I
no.
vaguely, like, I'm pretty sure I saw that, but I don't exactly remember details.
She was psychoanalyzing Al, and he kept up trying to come up all these different names for her breasts instead of saying breasts.
Wolf beef.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember how that stuff worked. Did the character have any control over where he jumped?
No.
Not really, no.
No, okay.
It always irritated me a little that he always ended up in the past. I mean, you know me. I'd rather see a bright and shining future
Well, he
than the
traveled.
past.
Well, he
But
traveled within his own lifetime,
still,
so there wasn't too many times where you'd be running into into a future setting.
it's just, I don't know. It's always bothering. Like, I get that a time travel story, for example, just to as a tangent, probably wouldn't be all that interesting to go to the future because we know what happens in the past, kind of thing. But honestly, if someone handed me a time machine, there's no way I'm going backward. Unless there's a few things I want to fix. For the most part, I'm going forward to get my goddamn spaceship. So, it's like that's one of the reasons why time travel stories don't interest me that much, is because they always go to the past.
You go to get your spaceship, and you find out the world went all Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
okay.
Actually, if I remember right, though, I think it's the Star Trek timeline, the world kind of did go a little Mad Maxy for a while before Starfleet.
Yeah, they did. They had a dystopian period.
So one would have to go even further forward. I don't know. But yeah, that's why time travel stories often annoy me. Like, one of the few ones I'll willingly watch anymore is Back to the Future.
Okay, okay. Rap.
But I don't know. That was actually one of the things, like, the first time I actually saw The Time Machine based on the H.G. Wells story.
Oh yeah.
And I went to the future, and I was like, right on. I didn't want to watch it because it was going to be all old timey and steampunky and shit. And then I found out they went to the future, and I'm like, ooh, gimme, gimme.
Mm-hmm.
So that was neat.
God, I haven't seen that in a very long time.
But I'm trying to think of, like, other time travel stories besides Back to the Future that really floated my ducky, and it's hard to do. I mean, I guess, like, well, I mean, technically the Terminator is a time travel story. I suppose that counts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, I don't know. Well, I mean, Doctor Who, of course.
Of course.
Did anyone ever see the attempt they made to make an American Doctor Who with Eric Roberts as the Master?
I think I did see that.
Oh,
No,
that
I
was
did.
so painfully bad.
I did not
Oh
see
my
that
gosh. It was like 1995, 96 something. Oh, it was terrible.
I vaguely remember it.
Yeah. It did not work. It was kind of like I saw one of the two attempts they made to make an American Red Dwarf, and that failed really hard too. But I mean, they badly miscast the characters. Like the guy they got to play Lister was not nearly as charismatic, and the guy they got to play Rimmer was just boring. Also, of course, I didn't see this one because it was the other version of Red Dwarf that they tried to make for American audiences, but apparently they got Terry Farrell to play Cat. So they gender flipped Cat, and there's no way that was going to work because, well, eventually, Lister would try to fuck her. I mean, the like part of the point of Red Dwarf is that Lister is lonely,
Yeah.
and having a female anthropomorphic cat who just looks like a human woman with fangs is not going to work.
Who basically sees you as their god.
Well, whether she does or not, it's still like the isolation aspect of Lister's existence is slightly negated.
Yeah. Definitely.
He doesn't have a Kachansky to lust after in his mind anymore. So, yeah. Trying to think even of other time travel stories that are like I'm having a hard time thinking of too many beyond the
Time
ones
Cop?
I've already listed.
Time Cop?
I've tried to forget Time Cop. Like I've tried to forget almost every movie that had Van Damme in it.
Definitely not a good one.
I keep thinking there's got to be one of those like El Cheapo movies from the 70s and 80s. Sort of along the lines of Buckaroo Banzai, where some fly by night studio threw $5 million at a bad sci fi flick, but it's not, or Repo Man, that kind of thing.
Well, of course, there's always the Time Machine.
Well, didn't we just.
Did we mention that one?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah. I love that episode of The Big Bang Theory where Leonard buys like the time machine, a full size replica of the time machine, and then he describes it as looking like something. Why am I blanking on his name now? Something that Elton John would drive through the Everglades.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Yeah, actually, we mentioned Terminator already. Got that.
Bill and Ted.
Terminator, Time Cop, The Time, Back to the Future. I feel like I've listed all the ones that come immediately to mind.
Bill and Ted.
Oh right, yeah, sure, Bill and Ted, yeah. I gotta say, that is actually one of the better time travel stories I can think of.
Oh, yeah. Planet of the Apes is a time travel story.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy traveled into the future.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I really haven't seen that.
I suppose you could count Groundhog Day.
Well,
It's a time loop.
yeah, I mean, if we want to get super technical, I suppose, but I don't know. Suppose I could just type time travel movies into Google.
There's that Star Trek movie with the whales.
Oh, jeepers.
I actually like that one.
Yeah, it worked out well enough. Well, I think Nimoy directed that one, didn't he? That was number 4.
I seem to remember watching the Cinema Sins, like the everything wrong with version of that, like a while ago. And when you really think about it, the movie is a bit too self-aware, self-referential. It knows it's a Star Trek movie too much.
Okay. Well, I guess by that time they had the entire menu of things you had to include because it was a Star Trek part of the Star
Well,
Trek
not just that. I
franchise.
mean, the characters were acting like they knew that, like, in many ways, the characters acted as though the people they were encountering were people who watched the show.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Daí o Corostu.
I don't know.
It was pretty funny considering it was in the middle of a Cold War, and you have Chekhov off going around with his accent asking for where the nuclear vessels are.
Yeah, huh? Let me
And
see.
those are done. That was actually done on the street live. There were actual takes. That one lady, you're going, I don't know. I think there were that was an actual person just off the street.
Okay. Okay, 1986. Yeah, that was very near the end of the Cold War. Yep.
So I've actually, like, I forget if I meant to buy that. There was a movie came in like a 2-pack or something. But I remember it was made at the end of the Cold War, more or less. It was called Ruskies. It was about these like uber right wing kids
Oh!
who end up like finding a Russian sailor who like there was a disaster with a submarine, and they end up having to make friends with him, and one of the kids really doesn't want to because as far as he's concerned Ivan is the enemy, etc., etc. It was one of those like really heavy-handed attempts to tell Americans that Russians are our friends now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Donnie Darko. That was kind of a twisted movie.
Not to
I
that
did
one to know
not.
into making.
I hated that movie. I really hated that movie. But I mean, it came out at that time where, like, the 90s, my feelings about the 90s, how everything suddenly turned dark and, full of pathos and ennui and shit. And I was not having a good time because I was a, neon and chrome kid of the 80s. And it just, Donnie Darko embodied nearly everything I hated about the 90s.
It was Time Bandits.
Okay, fair enough. I do like that movie too. It scared the fuck out of me when I was little when I saw it when it was new, but now I like it.
I don't remember being scared by that.
Well, especially the ending, with the toaster oven. That just did not do me any favors.
No, don't touch it. It's evil.
Right. But I mean, watching it now, I think it's great.
One that did scare me when I was little was V.
The TV show?
Yeah, the scene with the lizard baby being born.
Ah.
I had no context for it. I just came out in the middle of the night. Woke up and came out in the middle of the night, and it was playing. So so I only caught that one scene and nothing else. So I didn't have any context for it, and it freaked me out.
My parents absolutely did not want me to watch it. Like, they were trying really hard to keep me from violence and this, that, and the other thing. They had all these high-minded ideas about that sort of thing. And so I was not allowed to watch it. And, after all of the hype, because for those who don't remember the original V, they hyped it up hard on television, and there were posters everywhere. The visitors are our friends, etc., etc. And then later there would be the big spray painted V on every poster in the real world, not just outside there. Yeah, and I am sitting here like a big time fan of aliens and invasion movies and all of this stuff. My fucking parents wouldn't let me watch it, right? So I was irritated. Everyone in school was talking about it. It was this big, huge thing. And then when I finally got to see it, when it was on video cassette, it was just so lame.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that scene would have bothered me if I had seen it in context of the rest of the show,
Yeah. His lime seltzer is okay, but it needs something more.
Hey, Von Rick, how you doing, sweetie? Von Rick says Star Trek Wrath of Khan had a few bugs in it, too.
Hmm. Let's see. I should just take my video collection, that big rotating shelf thing, and put it on the sci-fi side so I can look and see if there's any time travel movies I forgot about.
When you say bugs, are you talking about those things that they put in their ears?
Probably.
Okay, I think I know what you're speaking of, yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna say that time dilation does not count as time travel for this sort of thing. Otherwise, I could count that Interstellar movie or Aliens or any of those.
Well,
Actually, Aliens didn't have time dilation. It just had.
I don't know. The Interstellar movie did go backwards in time as well.
Did it? I don't
Yeah, a little
remember.
bit.
Like I have a copy of it. I barely remember what happened in it, but yeah. Uh,
Blogarty says physical media will make a comeback. Hold on to those things.
But I suppose if we're cutting out time dilation, we should cut out Planet of the Apes.
All right. Well, I never really thought of that as a time travel movie anyway. Well, I don't appear to have too many time travel movies on my shelf, if nothing else.
X-Men Days of Future Past was a time travel movie. Sort of. They mentally traveled back in time.
Surprised there aren't too many, like, go back in time and prevent Jesus or whatever movies, where it's like,
Yeah.
that there will be no suicide by Roman on my watch, and then there's someone send a SEAL team after him,
Hi, Purple
No
Sweetie.
one's supposed to die here today, that kind of thing.
Hello.
Send a SEAL team after him.
Yay. Oh, you know what would be really great, because it would not go over at all, is hype up a Jesus film and present, like a documentary of what we can put together of the Jesus that actually existed.
Wouldn't be much.
No. But I mean, I like that idea though of going back in time and preventing, the crucifixion, or go back in time and swipe him up as soon as he's born and bring him into modern times. Something I don't know.
Okay.
I think the only things they really agree on is you got baptized and you got crucified.
And then, go back in time and shoot Hitler, kind of thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I think if you went back and grabbed Jesus when he was a baby, it wouldn't make much difference. There were so many wandering messiahs around at the time, they'd just grab another one.
Yeah.
Probably.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Yes, we are all individuals. I'm not.
Right. Oh, I love Life of Brian. It's so brilliant.
Actually, they tried to go back and get Jesus. They were just a couple days late, and that's why the tomb was empty.
Okay, Bloggerty. Yeah, Bloggerty says, so long as Jesus doesn't look like Andy Gibb.
I remember came up with a story of where Jesus was basically in a perpetual time loop.
Okay.
I have it. Go back in time and replace Jesus with Carrot Top.
Oh, jeez. All right. That is something I'd really like, though. Were it possible to get into a time machine and I don't know, maybe live through or maybe just play back. I'd like to play back those maybe 30 or 40 years after the crucifixion of Jesus of Nazareth and get a look at how the myths, the legends developed.
Really? Because I'd rather go back and attend every last Roxette concert.
Tapos Tani.
Maybe, go see Star Wars in the theater when it was new in 77. Because I was only a year and a half old.
Actually, I had a shelved novel concept that's kind of like that. Didn't deal with Jesus, but just the idea that it's a group of historians who are just trying to use the time machine so they can go back and observe and get a more accurate record of human history.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, there's another.
You know, what are the actual facts rather than the legend?
There's another time travel movie, Army of Darkness.
Yeah, all right, sure.
Don't know that one at all.
Oh, you're missing out. That's a great one.
It connects the Evil Dead movies, sort of.
It's like maybe the movie that put Bruce Campbell on the map for realsies.
Okay.
You have no idea who that is.
Right.
Your education and entertainment is woefully lacking.
Topaleki.
How do you not know who Bruce Campbell is?
I know, right?
I will to looking to making to see if anything is recognizable.
But yeah, man. No, I'm pretty sure I have Army of Darkness on disc somewhere. I really should watch it again.
The Ash vs. Evil Dead series was really good too.
The which one?
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh. I know I have, like, Evil Dead kicking around somewhere, and probably Evil Dead 2.
I think you can watch the series on Netflix.
Oh, well, that's good. I have Netflix. Really need to continue with my post-apocalypse marathon that I was doing a little while ago. I watched like Solar Babies and Mad Max, and I need to watch Turbo Kid. Tank Girl, weirdly enough, has not aged well. And I'm one of the few people I know who actually enjoyed Waterworld.
He was okay. I don't think it was as bad as people made it out to be.
I don't even know why people think it was bad. I mean, sure, it was goofy in places, but it was fun. I don't know why people didn't like it. I really don't.
Well, I think, like you say, goofy in places, and is a matter of what your expectations were when you went in to see it.
I'm not sure exactly what I expected, except basically the Road Warrior on water was really all I wanted, and it's exactly what I got.
I think the thing that creeped people out the most in it, from what I remember, is that pedophile guy.
Okay.
You remember that scene?
No.
He encounters somebody on the ocean after he picked up the two girls, and he was like, "Hey, go tell them."
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh, I like the little ones to watch."
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, it was still a fun movie.
There's a kitty looking for attention.
But
I have a kitty who thinks he should have whatever I am eating, but I don't think he wants salad.
Oh my. This one has been known to stick her face in my salads.
if that's what they're calling it.
Okay. Yo, kittiness. What, honey?
I don't know. It's weird. Like, how many movies, narrative fiction movies, to be precise, do people like that like I like a lot of movies that other people seem to universally hate. I wonder what other movies, like what movies do you love that most people are like, ugh, you know?
Well, just about anything I like is guaranteed to be universally hated.
One of my guilty pleasure movies I know is bad, but I liked it anyway, was the Lost in Space movie.
What, the one with Matt LeBlanc
Yeah.
and what was it, William Hurt? That one?
Yeah, the one with the Penny having the squeaky voice.
I don't remember that part. I just remember the actors and the weird sort of armor that would manifest on top of Matt LeBlanc's head from nowhere.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Okay, yeah. I think I mostly blocked it out.
Yeah, I totally recognize it as being a bad movie, but I still liked it.
Mm.
Okay, there's the egg thing.
Get some tail in
Name-
your coffee.
There are a lot of movies that I like that nobody else has ever fucking heard of. But I mean, I worked in 4 video stores, so naturally I watched a lot of stuff that, you know, didn't get a lot of popular play, but just happened to be there on the shelf.
Moo. Cat is tipping over.
And seriously, I've mentioned it before. There's a movie, not the one with Lenny DiCaprio in it. It was from 1989 called Catch Me If You Can. It's a high school movie, sort of in the same tradition as John Hughes, about a girl trying to save her high school by betting on illegal car races. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know anybody who's ever watched it unless I sat them down and made them.
Meow.
It's a very fun flick if you're willing to watch a high school movie.
It's Mandela Effect. You have the only copy that exists in this time stream.
Something like that.
Oh. It is the kitty. Yes.
And I mean, outside of the sort of like sci-fi geekatron circles that I'm in on, like, say, Facebook groups or whatever, I know very few people who've watched Star Chaser: The Legend of Orin, and even fewer people who liked it.
I've watched it and I've liked it.
All right then. And I own a strangely high number of movies, largely because I don't like them, but I bought them because I wanted to see them, and the only way to get them, they weren't streaming anywhere, so I bought them on disc. They were cheap. I watched them, I hated them, and they're still on my shelf.
Okay
Yeah,
then.
I went through a year of not having any cable, so I was just buying movies cheap, and so I ended up some bad movies that way.
Okay, here's one. John Carter. I thought was a pretty decent movie, and I don't know why it flopped in the theater.
It was okay to me.
I don't know because I do not know what this is.
Well, it's the you know the Barsoom series. It's,
Take
John Carter of Mars.
Take a guess.
Ay. The thing is, I mean, it's the kind of sci-fi that you might actually have consumed because it's like, you know, by old people.
Oh my. Yeah.
You know, it's sort of
John
like in the
Carter of Mars?
H.G. Wells kind of era. I wish I could remember the name of the guy who wrote them.
It was one of those book series that practically helped create modern sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. But it was I tried reading the books and they were weird. I liked the movie a lot better.
Okay, one I liked, and I'll grant you it had very cheap production values, but that'll be on the stars.
Oh, that's a great one. How about
Most
Space
people
Raiders?
think it was utter trash.
How about Space Raiders?
I'm not sure if I saw that one.
Made by the same guy, used a lot of the same special effects. Yeah.
That one actually had some fairly decent aliens in it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was basically Seven Samurai in space. It had George Peppard in it. Yeah, it was fun. It had John Boy Walton in it for crying out
Oh,
loud.
jeez. Okay.
I never remember the actors.
Nah, me neither. I can't remember his name.
Well, was it Richard Thomas or something like
There
that?
you go. That's the one.
Okay.
That was a fun flick.
This is one movie I always keep forgetting the name of it. The Walter Koenig.
And one of my all-time favorite animated fantasy movie that I love, that most people think is meh at best, is The Last Unicorn.
Well, I didn't like that one because it's kind of depressing.
That's the first thing that most people say about it.
Yeah.
Good visuals. In fact, the people who worked on The Last Unicorn also worked on Thundercats, the original new series. That's the reason why the unicorns in Thundercats look like the unicorn from Last Unicorn.
I don't remember there being unicorns in Thundercats.
Yeah.
I don't know, been a long time since I've seen Thundercats. I know I watched the original when it was first on TV, but what year was that even?
Oh, God, that was 40-some years ago, right?
Not quite, but
yeah,
close.
it had to be like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Well, Thundercats was definitely not 90s. That was an 80s show.
Okay.
But I don't think it could have been any earlier than 86.
Well, let's just see on the.
Well, yeah, I know it didn't show up until after Transformers had been popular for a couple of years.
There's a
Okay.
scene from Thundercats with the unicorn.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Season
mean,
2,
we all-
Episode 1, September 8th, 86.
Told you, couldn't have been any earlier than 86. Can we all agree that Watership Down is not a children's movie?
Yeah.
I think we're good with that. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, you want to see a cartoon movie with little fluffy bunnies, kids?
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Blogger D. Schmooze saying about Farscape.
What
I
about
thought
Far-
Farscape was a pretty good series.
Yeah. Although, honestly, I find it difficult to watch all the way through anymore. I enjoy it, but after a certain point, I have to stop.
It was another one I got lost halfway through. I liked it in the beginning, but after they changed the main bad guy, then I thought it started to fall off.
That was the movie I've been trying to figure
Although
out.
I have to say that Crace was way too much of an idiot for my tastes at times. Anybody could see that his brother was not deliberately killed by John Crichton. Anybody with an ounce of sense could see it.
Well, yeah,
The-
his motive was questionable, but
There's a movie called Moontrap.
I know of it. I don't remember if I've seen it.
They find these humanoid race on the moon, and it has these killer robots that start building themselves from different scrap parts and human remains and shit.
Hi, Sarah.
It starred Walter Koenig.
hey, Sarah.
Oh, Bruce Campbell was in it too. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
actually, Sarah, the original Doctor Who that the BBC made in the 60s and 70s was designed to be a children's show.
Yeah.
I really like the Tom Baker years best. I think most
Yeah.
people do.
I think Tom Baker is the most iconic Doctor, the one people will think of first.
Yeah. I actually was convinced to stop watching the show because of how much I hated Sylvester McCoy.
Okay,
I
okay.
really deeply, intensely hated Sylvester McCoy.
A lot of people think David Tennant was on par with Tom Baker.
Yeah, I didn't see much of the new one.
I haven't seen any of it really.
Well, their personalities to me seem to be very different, but their presentation, yeah, I guess so.
I didn't really much care for the female doctor they got. She just didn't get the acting right, and the story writing was terrible.
Yeah, not the actor's fault, but from everything I heard, I didn't see much of it, but from everything I heard, they didn't give her good writers.
Well, not even she wasn't, her acting wasn't even good. Capaldi I think was good, but they didn't give him good writing.
Okay, here is a movie that I've never heard anyone but me mention it. It's called Taking Care of Business. It's from like 1990 or something. Stars
That
Jim
sounds
Belushi.
familiar.
Jim Belushi is in prison and he's due to be released in like a day or two, but it's not soon enough for him to see the Cubs play the California Angels in the World Series. And so he breaks out of prison to see the World Series. And along the way, he finds this Filofax folder thingy that Charles Grodin had. And he starts impersonating Charles Grodin while he's trying to evade the cops so he can go and see the Cubs play in the World Series. It's a silly, silly movie, and I like it a lot. And I don't know anyone else who's seen it without my making them watch it.
I think I have seen that. It sounds really familiar.
It's also got Gates McFadden and John Delancey from Star Trek in it. Not as their Star Trek characters, of course.
Daj, okorostu.
Let's see, what else? I know there's other movies that, like, nobody has seen. It's kind of weird. There's also a bunch of movies I bought just because I'd seen them on the shelf for so long. I wanted to know what the hell the big deal was. And most of them were not good. And then there's those movies where, like, it came in a 2-pack and I didn't actually want the other movie, but I own it anyway.
Yeah.
I bought a Christian
Yep.
Slater 2-pack because I wanted Pump Up the Volume. Don't really want to see, what is this, Bed of Roses or whatever it's called. Not interested. There were a couple of times where the 2-pack was cheaper than buying the other movie, like the movie I wanted, as a singleton.
Yeah,
which is just strange.
Yeah, I was buying movies around the tail end of Blockbuster's existence, so they had these like deal shelves where you can buy like 4 movies for $5.
Nice. I wanted Spies Like Us, the movie with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, and the only way I could get it at a reasonable price was to buy it in a 4-pack with all 3 of the Austin Powers movies.
Yeah. I bought a lot of used movies and TV series on disc through eBay. And most of the time what I wind up getting are ones that obviously were previously from a rental store. A lot of them have the Blockbuster stickers.
Yeah, a lot of those 4 for $5 were used DVDs.
There were a couple where this was me being kind of stupid. It was a 4-pack of horror movies, and I wanted only one of them, so I bought it. And then later, I wanted one of the other 4 movies, forgot I'd bought the 4-pack, and rebought the 4-pack to get the other movie.
Okay.
Like I wanted the 80s version of Invaders from Mars, which just happened to come with 3 other horror movies from the 80s. And then all of a sudden I realized, I've never actually seen Christine, the Stephen King movie about the car. So I decided to buy it and could only find it in a 4-pack. Didn't really notice that Invaders from Mars was, I didn't notice it was the same 4-pack. I just knew, hey, there's Christine. So I bought it. And then I start putting it on my shelf, and I'm like, wait a sec.
I've done that before, yeah.
all this talking has got me thinking I should probably update my birthday wish list on Amazon.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Do you-
your birthday's what, next
Why?
month?
Have you recently
October?
updated your birthday?
My birthday is in October, so it's gonna be coming up pretty soon.
Hi,
I would
Colleen.
actually. I thought Christine was actually quite silly, like really cheesy. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just cheesy, you know.
What, Gouda? Hidam?
There, okay.
I
There's
never
a
saw
movie that I
Christine,
really
but-
enjoy. It's oh god, what is it? Is it The Adventures of Hudson Hawk? The one with Bruce Willis, where he's like, yeah, I think it's Hudson Hawk. Anyway, you'd have to see it. It's fun.
Yeah. Bloggerty mentioned Killdozer. I remember that one. Mostly I remember that one because it's a movie that I think I've only seen in the schedule at like 2 a.m. when they knew nobody was really watching.
I've been wanting to get a copy of Maximum Overdrive, but I can't find it.
Now that's one I thought was pretty silly.
Well, that's why I want it. And it's the funny part is it's actually directed by Stephen King. And he says he doesn't really remember directing it or even writing it because everybody was just totally tanked out on coke through the whole thing.
That explains a lot, yeah.
Meow.
I mean, you know, that the movie is like just barely a coherent story. It has so many plot holes that you can drive a truck through.
Right. I don't know. I don't even know why I own a copy of Benny and June.
Moo.
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess that was another one of the multi-packs and you really only wanted June.
No. Well, first of all, Benny and June is the name of the movie.
I know,
hope you were
I
trying
was
to-
making a joke.
Okay.
I'm not trying to search the damn thing. I'm trying. I got these links, and it's not letting me go to the link. It just keeps going to Google to search for it. I have the direct link. It's not taking me to the direct link. Don't you hate that?
Did you maybe get a redirect stuck in your browser?
I don't know.
There was a thing going around that in Chrome that it would be I'd be searching something in Chrome and it would come up with the links, but no matter what link you click on, it would bring you to that subject, but it would redirect it onto Bing.
I'm on Opera, not Chrome. But
Yeah.
Opera is a Chromium browser, but okay, I got it working now.
You know, I
Oh, yeah.
actually once managed to sit all the way through The Room. I forced myself to finish The Room. And wow, that's a bad movie.
From what I hear, that must have taken a whole lot of work.
It did. It took a lot of willpower. And you know, I wasn't even able to sit all the way through Ishtar. Like, I
Yep.
think I got about 15, 20 minutes into Ishtar before turning it off. Same with Twilight, for that matter. I could not finish Twilight by any stretch. I didn't get halfway through Twilight.
I managed to get through Twilight somehow. God, that was a terrible movie.
Yeah, Blogger is saying Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but you know, that's one of those that it was made to be a bad movie. It was meant to be a parody thing.
It succeeded.
This.
I suppose
And
one of these
Diane
days
and
I
her
should
temple
actually
cat.
watch Son of the Blob.
Who cat?
Your temporal cat that keeps phasing in and out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
And for everybody
you know,
in the chat, they can't see that.
I watched Zardoz a while back. I'd seen Zardoz on the shelf for so long. And when I found out where the title actually came from, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Because it's sort of an abbreviation, contraction, whatever, of Wizard of Oz, Zardoz.
Yep.
And I
Mm.
was like, oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. And the movie is so like 60s, 70s stoner culture. It's almost incapacitated. It's just so unbelievably bad.
Mm.
You know, it's like got that sort of like trying really hard to be deep thing going on, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at how esoteric we are. What's this one? It's another 4-pack. Oh, right. The only way I could get the first Matrix movie to rewatch it was to buy all, well, I say all 4. It's the 3 Matrix movies plus Animatrix. I never made it through the second one. I don't know why people love these movies so much. Like the first one,
Yeah.
I tried rewatching because I saw it in the theater. Started watching it again, and I was like, "This is just bad." I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the first one. I think I watched a little bit of the second one. I didn't get very far into it.
Meow, meow, meow.
From everything I heard, the third one was just a waste of time anyway.
Hmm. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, well, that one's good. Tron. I love that movie.
I never could tell.
I can't believe they made a movie out of Battleship. And I especially can't believe that for some reason it involved aliens.
Well, the Sci-Fi Channel did a rip-off movie of it,
Yeah?
and I think the rip-off was probably better than the big budget one.
Probably was.
Still wasn't good, but was better.
I'll be back.
At least the storyline seemed a little more coherent.
I have some movies here where I'm not even sure I really remember watching them, like Baby Geniuses. I don't remember watching Baby Geniuses. Why do I own it?
Yeah, what was that big fad? You know, the Battleship movie was part of it, but it's like they tried to do a whole bunch of board games into movies. And I couldn't even understand the concept of most of that.
Connect 4, the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was many, many years before, but I remember Clue.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty star-studded cast, too. And I remember the gimmick was that, like, some theaters would get a different ending than all the others,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And when it
Yep.
finally came out on VHS, they included all 3 of the possible endings. And, like, they started out with, well, that's how it could have happened, but how
Yep.
about this? And then they showed the second one. And then they said, but here's how it really happened, and showed the third one. And that third ending is the one I saw in the theater. So what I saw is how it really happened.
Daju korostu.
Well, and the idea that they had multiple endings proved that as a mystery movie, it sucked. Because that proved that you couldn't have picked up enough clues from the film to have figured out the ending on your own.
Yeah.
So I have to put the shades down right now. It turns out you can see into my new place from the parking lot if the shades aren't down, so...
Yeah. I've got that problem here. That I'm on the street level and people walking by on the sidewalk can see in here if I don't have the window covered.
I think it's funny how they think every animated movie has to be CG these days. Like, there's a few exceptions, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I kind of miss the traditional format.
Well, part of it is now the CGI's reached the point that it's cheaper to animate now.
Well, it also feels a little like cheating because so much of it is motion capture.
Right.
Oh well.
That's what I mean. That it's cheaper because they can have computers do most of the work, and they don't have to have so many people.
Yeah. Still, I mean, as an animator who has to do everything by hand, I do resent it a little that most of those characters are actually actors doing the motions. You
Mhm.
know, like actually acting it out, and then they're replaced by CG. That's a little irritating.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty much going to have complaints like that with every new technology that comes along and takes people's jobs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even about people's jobs for me. It's more a matter of like the art. You know, there is something great about being able to make a character move in a lifelike fashion when it's not an actor doing it. You know,
Yep.
when you're setting keyframes on a timeline. I mean, there have been times when I've managed to impress my own darn self. So, I mean, it just feels a little
Yeah.
cheap to have someone who's an actor doing it.
Kate, there was the exact same argument from carpenters when they first started using power tools. That was
Well,
cheating and it was taking the art out of making furniture.
I don't think it's quite the same thing.
Yeah, it was 100 years earlier, but it was the same argument.
I don't think it is. I mean, it's similar in flavor, but it's not quite the same thing because there's a difference between efficiency and completely changing the craft. Name it may be it's more efficient to use a power tool, but it doesn't really change whether or not there's artistry to it. But when someone is like going, well, you're not even using animators at this point at all, you've taken the animators completely out. That's different.
Yeah. It's just a matter of which art you're used to.
It's really not.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
really is because I'm seeing it from the carpenter standpoint.
it's still not the same thing.
Mm. I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah, we're not going to get anywhere on that.
Right. Yeah.
That's
When
because
we
I
get
know it's not.
oh my. So
Emperor's
wait
New
a
Groove
minute.
was good.
CGI bringing back dead actors. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's being done all the time. I mean, for a while it was really, 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 really bad. What was it? I think it was the end of Rogue One. They tried to have Peter Cushing reprise his role as Governor Tarkin from Star Wars, and it just looked awful. But now they're actually making it look like indistinguishable from the original person.
I agree, though. I don't like the idea. I think it presents some ethical issues.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do if someone is like in episode 1 of something, maybe even episode 2 of something, but then they die before they can complete episodes 3, 4, or 5? You know, I mean, it's sure you can recast, but usually you don't get someone who can deliver the same performance in a way where you can ignore the fact that it's totally not the same dude. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of
And
like the
replacing
idea.
him with CGI, you think people won't get that kind of feeling?
Well, if it's good enough CGI, they won't. I mean, that's the point, is that it started out looking pretty bad. Like I said, Governor Tarkin in Rogue One. But then, you know, like they've gotten to the point where you might not know at all that that isn't the actor. You know, you know, there've been plenty of times where they've taken a currently living actor and made a CGI version of them to do the stunts or whatever. You know, it's and it's next to indistinguishable. So, actually, there was one thing that I saw that was a little demented, though. And I didn't read the article, maybe I should have, but it was a funeral with an AI and CGI version of the dead person where people at the funeral could ask it questions.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
I saw something about that. I didn't read the whole article either.
It looked really demented, and I was like, Besides, I haven't encountered AI that's good enough to have a real conversation yet. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there are a few like AI systems out there that seem decent at first, but then you realize that it doesn't remember what you said more than 3 sentences ago. And so if you try to refer back to something you had said before, it'll be like, huh? I mean, I think that may be the biggest hurdle to AI is memory, being able to recall what was said to it before, context. I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle for lifelike AI.
I still want to see somebody do a Turing test and throw a bunch of autistics in there. Because I think most neurotypical people would think that the autistics are AI. Just because they wouldn't get any emotional responses that they're expecting.
Depends on the kind of autism.
Well, obviously, you know, everybody's is a bit different and to a different degree, but that's what I mean, that anyone significantly along the autistic spectrum, I think a lot of people would have trouble differentiating that from an AI just because they're not getting the responses they expect. And I think maybe that even has less to do with the actual autistics than it does that, you know, when people make small talk, they just expect a certain script of responses.
Well, I mean, small talk is definitely one of the harder things for someone who's autistic, but I mean, if you go beyond small talk, though, you know, ask me a question about something I'm interested in, and then try to get me to shut up. You know?
Yeah, Mo.
It's like there's this meme that goes around every now and then. It's like there's a swear jar with just a couple of coins in it. And then there's the talking about Star Wars when nobody asked jar that's full to the brim. You know, that
Yep.
kind of thing.
Von Rick says Bela Lugosi died making Dracula. That's why most of the full face-on scenes of Dracula have most of his face covered. You know, and there were other times, there were other movies that the actors died before they finished them. You know, some of them found clever workarounds, some of them just found a way to write it into the story.
Yeah. Well,
and I think that's the best thing is that, you know, if a major character, you know, if a major actor dies, they should try to just write it into the story of why he can't be there anymore and have someone else assume that mantle.
Or you could do like, say, Ghostbusters Afterlife. There's an example. I mean, I didn't like the movie at all, but there's an example. They made a CG Harold Ramis and stuck him in there. And it wasn't just like by whatever studio fiat. They got permission from the family to do it, and the family was making sure it was respectful.
I didn't see the movie, but you know, that's one instance where I think that could work because yeah, they're working it into the storyline. So you're not expecting him to be quite the same there.
But I mean, it did look a lot like him.
Like I said, I didn't see the movie. All I got is the Lego set.
Well, it was a terrible movie. It really was. But I mean, I don't know. There's a couple of movies that have been like maybe screaming for a sequel or whatever that, you know, you couldn't do because some of the actors are dead. You know, if you get someone who's good enough at imitating their voice and make a CG version of them that's like pretty damned lifelike, I think I'd be okay with it, at least as an audience member. I don't know about beyond that, you know, ethics, whatever, or if the studio is okay with it or the family's okay with it. I'd never mind that stuff. As an audience member, as a viewer, I could be okay with it.
I guess, as a writer, I would prefer they just change the story. Like, if they're going to make a sequel and one of the actors has died, they have somebody else show up in his same outfit, trying to pretend to be him, and everybody realizes it's not, and then they finally confess that, yeah, actually, my uncle died 3 years ago, and I'm trying to take over for him.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ah,
Bloggerty, I was just looking at things, and according to Wikipedia, Lugosi died in 1956.
let's see. Well, and then of course there's a lot of times where they've taken actors and like de-aged them, or even aged them, although that's usually more commonly done with prosthetic makeup. Like, as much as I really fucking hated that thing they tried to call a Tron sequel, there were times where they took Jeff Bridges and made him look younger using CG.
Okay.
And I mean, that's not the only movie that's done it.
Meow. Good cat.
Although there have been times when they've tried to do something that just didn't work. Like, what's his face? Henry Cavill or whatever, who was playing Superman. They needed him for reshoots, but he was already working on another movie that was a Western where he had to grow a mustache. And so they shot him as Superman with the mustache and tried to remove the mustache digitally, and it was comically bad.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like his face looked like it was made out of silly putty.
They assured him that they'd do a good job with it too.
Plan 9 from Outer Space, there was another, just a fun movie because it was so stupid.
You know, it's weird. I can't remember if I saw that or not. I may have blocked it out. I feel like I even own a copy somewhere, but I don't really remember.
I think Plan 9 from Outer Space may have been the movie for which the Golden Turkey Award was first created.
Meow.
Hmm.
Meow,
Meow.
meow,
You.
meow.
Wanting all the attention. Yes. Kitty is.
If I give Kitty all the attention, all my closet rods will fall down.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Oh, right. That's my wall of sitcoms. Let's see. And there's a lot of movies on here I haven't watched in a very long time that I really should give another try. Like The Golden Child. Whoop, hello. It's my dad.
Perché state dai corso da patinje?
I'm in the middle of a live stream. It's going to be important.
So mute your mic.
Okay, well, not now. I'm in the middle of something with other people. I can't. All right. Bye. Oy. All right. Anyway,
Moo.
yeah, like I say, The Golden Child, Eddie Murphy. It's been sitting on my shelf for years. I haven't watched it in ages.
I've never seen that one. I was not that big on Eddie Murphy.
I
seen
liked
that in
him
a
after
while.
Beverly Hills Cop.
I mean, he did a few movies I liked, but just, overall.
I think Coming to America was fun. I still haven't seen the sequel, though.
Actually, didn't mind Vampire in Brooklyn.
I think I was really off vampires when that came out, so I never watched it.
Ow.
Has anyone ever seen Death to Smoochie?
Yes,
Never
That's
heard of
such
it.
a great flick.
that was a good one.
It's like the seamy underbelly of children's television. Is that like Robin Williams and oh crap, why am I blanking on his name now? Edward Norton in it.
I know it
And-
was Robin Williams.
It was Robin Williams, yeah.
Yeah, and Edward Norton was Smoochie, the rhino. And it's basically like the mob being in control of children's shows. It was hilariously funny.
だいぶ殺すと。Oh, Matakeshi.
That.
Oh!
Let's
Knocked the
see.
tooth goop off the desk. Yo!
Hmm.
Yeah. So most of these movies are not that obscure, though. Ones I'm looking at on my shelf.
What was that sound?
Which sound?
The sound that happened just before you started talking again?
It sounded like a panel truck.
Well, I live near a road. Sometimes trucks make noises. I didn't think the mic would pick it up.
No, it sounded like a more science fiction-y thing, but that's
Oh,
probably it, and
okay.
it was just distorted.
Hmm.
Moo.
Yeah, it sounded like the kind of thing that they would use for a noise when a portal to another dimension was opening or something.
Weird.
Or a UFC, and an unidentified flying cat.
Yeah, UFC means Ultimate Fighting Championship, actually.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah, you get in a lot of problems with acronyms on the internet.
Yeah, don't even get me started. I mean, like, look, I'm all for teaching critical race theory, but that's already cathode ray tube, people.
Yeah, and anyone under 30 is going to ask you what a cathode ray tube is.
Not true, actually. A lot of gamers still use CRT televisions.
Yeah.
Because they have like better, darker colors, lower end there.
I thought they were only using them if they were playing on consoles that were like more than 30 years old.
Which is
Because
very
the
much
refresh
a thing.
rate. Yeah. But see, it's not. It's people that are playing them for the nostalgia value. It's not really people, younger people playing them.
That's still not entirely true. There's some hardcore younger gamers who like the old stuff. And, I have a strangely high number of movies starring Pauly Shore. I'm not sure why. I mean, I don't know.
Damn, I wish I could have got my hands on that when it was still a little $200. Lego Ghostbusters Firehouse.
I didn't get the Firehouse, but I got the big version of the Ecto-1 car. Box is still sealed. I've never opened that one yet.
That's worth over $200 right now, apparently.
Well, 200 is what it was when it was retail.
The Ghostbusters Firehouse on Amazon here is looking at $949.
Oh my. Yes, dear. You hear this, right?
Well, okay, the one on Amazon, they are definitely taking you for it. I can order it from Bricklink for $529.
That's still high.
Yeah.
I never did play Turok. Sorry, I'm looking at what Bloggity is saying there.
Yeah, Bricklink is probably a better place to get Lego than Amazon.
Yeah. Well, especially for retired sets.
I'm assuming you mean Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
No, for
No,
for
what
retired
Bloggity
Lego
says.
Blogger is talking about. Just said Turok.
I remember its existence because when I was working at video stores, we also carried video games and rented them out to people. But I honestly never did play it. Yeah. It's funny with the Nintendo Switch, there's like, I mean, I have a Sega Classics cartridge, and apparently you can get a lot of old NES and SNES games if you have a subscription. I wish I could buy some of them just outright, some of the titles, so I don't have to have recurring charges, but no. Still,
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of it. They want to keep you having a subscription so they can charge you every month.
and they're not getting my money. Not gonna happen.
That's the same. I avoid anything that's got a subscription to it. Although occasionally, if they've got a really good intro deal, I'll order something on the subscription, and then I'll make sure that within a month I cancel that credit card so they can't charge it again.
Right.
Which works out anyway, because they keep throwing credit card offers at me, so I'll cancel one, I'll get another one with 6 months free interest.
Yeah. Ooh, ported to PC. I like for a while I didn't want to play old console games on PC because, well, you know, I had a keyboard and a mouse, but now I finally have a USB controller, and so I can play some of those games as they were intended, which is good.
I have still not found a version of Lemmings that actually works on the PC. You know, I have one, but it gets up to board 10, and there's an obvious bug in it that you can't complete board 10, so you can't go up beyond that. Because board 10 says you have to save 100 lemmings, and it only releases 50 lemmings.
Dope. Well, the one thing I hate about every PC version of Lemmings I've found, except for the original, is that the Let's Dig music is never the Let's Dig music. The level 1 music isn't the level 1 music that it should be.
Yeah.
I find that very frustrating because there's something about the Let's Dig music that's awesome. I love that song, but, you know.
I'm not sure which one you're thinking of as the original. You know, the only good version I've had of Lemmings is back when I had an Atari ST.
Well, the PC version that I had is the one I consider the original, but still, it's that, like, there was a very definite order. Like, the music and the levels were tied together, and the first level was always that particular song, until I started finding like ports and stuff that just weren't the same. It's amazing how many like covers of video game music you can find out there now. Like, I have found so many different covers of the Let's Dig Lemmings music, up to and including full orchestras.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with a lot of other video games. I mean, there are some really interesting, like, you can get anywhere from techno to rock and roll to full orchestras to a cappella. I mean, it's really interesting what people will do when they're fans. And some of it's quality as well.
When you have a chance, check YouTube if you want a good cover. There is somebody who did the Star Wars theme, played entirely by droids built out of Lego.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I think I've seen that.
A Mario heavy metal theme.
Probably from the same guy I'm thinking of. There's this one guy who does some really amazing metal covers of just about any damn thing. But anyway, what? Oh, it's almost 9. Jeepers. Yeah, there's actually like
Wait,
Okay, the video game Wing Commander. Well, yeah, the opening was some pretty standard sci-fi sort of, opening theme song, Star Warsy type stuff. I actually found a surf cover of it, so it played like surfer dude music.
Oh, already.
It's pretty screwy, some of the stuff people will do.
Wonder how they're spending their spare time.
Well, I mean, if you're a fan of something, you're a fan of something. I mean, hell.
okay, Colleen just dropped a link for the Mario thing.
Dai Gorostu. Okay.
Well, then let me see if it's who I think it is. Paste and go. Nope, someone else. Oh no, it is that guy. Yeah, it's 331 E-Rock. Yes, I love this guy. He's awesome. He's done some really amazing covers. I love what he did for the Never Ending theme song after Stranger Things made it popular again. And I mean, he did Jurassic Park as well. That was a pretty good one. Bunches of others.
Okay then.
Oh yeah, no, this guy's great.
Oh, I'm gonna drop out here. I'm just pain and exhaustion are taking too much on me.
Oh no.
Take care.
Can't- Well,
Yep. Well,
be
we'll see
good.
y'all tomorrow night. I'll
fun.
be doing my stream again, so we'll see you then.
Oh, okay. Maybe I can try to drop by or something.
Okay, good night,
See
all.
what happens. Take
Night.
care, honey.
Have fun.
And then there's this cat. You always, always, always wanting the tension, tension, tension. But what I will do is on the other machine, I will set the alarm clock just to be sure it's been set.
Well, clearly, whatever you're doing can't be more important than her.
Right. Oh, nothing is ever more important than the cat. Oh, some people's kitties. Yeah, you. Use the kitty. All right, so we've got this set for 5 a.m. And then we will go over, we'll go back to the broadcast machine.
I feel like I should be eating something right now.
I am starting to get kind of hungry myself.
Oh my, okay, we're gonna fall apart for dinner?
I don't know. I mean, I could make something sort of snacky like popcorn.
Yeah, it wouldn't take me too long to make me to heat up some dinner. I made my mac and cheese, so
Oh my, okay.
I don't know why I keep thinking smack and cheese would be like a stoner food or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Junky food. Smack and cheese.
And then there's you. You.
Okay, here's a movie that universally panned, but for some reason I always enjoyed it. North. Early Elijah Wood, very star-studded cast, but it's basically about a kid who decides that he's going to drop his parents and go freelance to find new parents and goes all over the United States looking for new parents. And it's silly, it's campy, it's off the wall. You can't go in trying to take it seriously because by no means is it a movie you can take seriously. But if you're willing to sit through some really goofy humor, it's fun. But it is just universally hated by, it seems like, everyone except me.
I remember that movie. I don't think I remember if I've seen it or not.
Yeah. But I mean, it really is. I mean, it's got like what? Dan Aykroyd, Reba McEntire, what the hell's the dude? Abe Vigoda, Graham Greene. Oh gosh, who else? Oh, what is her name? Kathy Bates and John Lovitz and oh geez, I mean, like seriously, star after star after star. It's pretty cool.
Oh my.
Yeah, like half the cast of Seinfeld.
Oh jeez.
Well, I mean, it was made in like 1994, so like most of the cast of Seinfeld was being signed to do other things just because they had been in Seinfeld.
Okay. Okay.
You know how that is. A show or movie gets popular, so everyone who is in it gets cast and everything just for name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm gonna make some popcorn. I'll be back.
Oh yay.
Oh, I'll wait for her to get back now and make myself some dinner.
Oh my. I'm trying to remember if I have anything for dinner.
I'm sure you can dig up some cardboard and water. Well, maybe
Well-
skip the water.
I mean, I suppose I could chop up a couple ribs of celery.
You know, it doesn't, but it would not have shocked me to discover that my air fryer had a popcorn setting.
Okay.
It's got a setting for nearly everything, that thing, as long as you're trying to heat something up. It doesn't have any make colder settings.
That is kind of surprising. It doesn't have a popcorn setting.
Well, I suppose it would just get too hot for the bag. Like a microwave could heat something up in a way an air fryer couldn't.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay then. Dayo korostu.
Well, it makes sense
Yes.
in my head.
Mhm. Yeah, Lincoln and let's see, Indian Head and no.
Hmm. Well, you know, I'm sure there are people out there who would try to eat fried air as some sort of new agey diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a breatharians thing at some point?
Breatharians.
Yeah,
Breatharian,
breatharian, yep.
Uh,
And then there's this cat who is definitely not a breatharian.
But it's funny, like the lengths people will go to try to find some way to be kind of counterculture and manage to be extraordinarily stupid in the process.
I'll just stick to my seafood diet.
Seafood, eat it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that brought to mind the Weird Al song "Grapefruit Diet." Diet. You know that one? Cut out the pizza and beer. Grapefruit diet. Make my big booty disappear. You know that one?
I'm not remembering it, but who knows, huh? That's
Oh, it's based
interesting.
on the song Zoot Suit Riot.
Okay.
It's funny, like there'll be a song that gets really big. Weird Al does his parody of it, and then the band that made it disappears from the map entirely.
Oh no. What I want to see, maybe it's been done and I just haven't noticed it. Somebody comes out with a song, somebody else comes out with a parody of the song, and a third person comes out with a parody of the parody.
I don't know. I think unless someone didn't know the original was a parody, I don't think that would ever happen.
Okay.
Just because, you know, someone would be a little self-conscious about it. I'm sure they'd be like, you know, it would just feel like I'm trying to ride someone else's coattails at this point.
No.
You know, they'd be a bit self-conscious.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll go get myself some dinner.
Hmm. Man, Pop Secret's not that great, though. I mean, it's weird. The store brand in both Seattle and San Diego, so much better than any of the name brands. And now I don't live anywhere near a Kroger store.
Oops. Well, see,
well.
this is what happens when you move across the country.
Yeah, but I'm still not around all those damn rude people, so it's better.
Okay.
Seriously, people in California are so fucking rude. Like, they're not even actively rude. Like, you know, an honest sort of New York City kind of rude. They're more like the sort of people that would ghost you online. They're very self-involved and kind of like passive aggressive with their rudeness.
Oh my. You. Kitty.
So, who else eats popcorn with chopsticks to keep their fingers from getting greasy?
I've never thought of it that way. Okay.
I do it all the time. And with the amount of time where I might be eating popcorn and maybe using the computer, and all of a sudden I need to type something.
Okay. No,
I don't want my fingers to be all greasy, do I?
I have an air popper, so I don't worry about the grease.
No, but I mean, I got like movie theater butter going on here.
Okay.
Like, it's not a matter of how it was popped, it's a matter of what you put on it to make it palatable.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
But, so my parents, I forget exactly where they got the idea from, but they used to make popcorn unseasoned, put it in milk like it was cereal with some maple syrup.
All right.
It actually wasn't all that bad, but it wasn't all that good either.
Moo.
This is what you get when you're raised by health food hippie freaks.
Oh, I remember some of the older stovetop popcorn, you know, like the Jiffy Pop, and there were a couple others. God, some of those are amazingly bad.
Like with the big tinfoil dome that would have, like, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And then there was another one where they had a plastic bag of the popcorn and a stick of the oil wrapped in plastic. And God, those are incredibly bad.
Well, I remember running the popcorn machine at the video store where I worked. Yeah, you'd put some popcorn in there, and then there was this envelope full of this slab. It looked like a bar of soap that was bright neon orange, and that was the butter and salt.
Oh my!
It looked like Velveeta sauce.
Oh
but
no!
In really solid form.
So what, did you put it on a screen and have it drip over the popcorn or something?
Nope. You just threw it into the thing where the popcorn was being heated up. It was one of those ones, like, you know, you have it almost looks like a phone booth, sort of like a glass box.
Yeah.
And there's this round thing with a handle on it hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
It was one of those.
Okay.
And you just put that slab of neon butter substitute or whatever in with all the popcorn and let it go.
Yeah, to make the Jiffy Pop, you have to put the stovetop red hot before you start the popcorn. Yep. Otherwise, you end up burning the popcorn because it took so long to heat up.
I'll just stick with my microwave bag. It's just easier.
I remember a friend of mine set one of those bags on fire in the microwave oven.
Left it going too long, did they?
Something like that, yeah. This was in the early days of microwave popcorn. I mean, we're talking maybe 82, 81.
I was a little disappointed when I found out that putting metal in a microwave won't make it explode.
Okay.
I was watching a YouTube video where a father and son had bought a buttload of microwaves and put stuff in it to see what would happen.
Okay.
And I mean, you'd get some interesting sparks when you'd put metal in there, but it wouldn't detonate or anything.
Right, right.
Eventually, it would maybe catch on fire, or the microwave would just break, but it was never really like a spectacular, earth-shattering kaboom.
Where's the kaboom?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
There was supposed to be a kaboom.
Then you hear about that woman. I don't know if this tale is real or apocryphal, but there's that one about the woman who tries to dry her dog off in the microwave.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
I don't know if living things explode in the microwave, but I'm sure that dog did not have a good time.
Probably not that dog's best day, no. But I'm willing to bet a nickel that the dog did not explode.
The dog might have popped a little.
Okay, yeah.
But it probably didn't explode, no.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like smashing a tomato with a sledgehammer, I'm sure.
Ow, ow. Oh, God, ow. Hurt, ow. What, honey? Meow, 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 meow. Oh, okay, Brian says they do the same as any other food, just scream a lot more. Oh, my word, I'm gonna have to pour a cup of coffee. Let's see if I have an oxy that's already cut. Ow!
I remember when everyone thought that the microwave would make your food radioactive.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, don't eat that, it'll mutate your cells.
I remember somebody thinking that it would change water.
Okay.
Into what?
Had some weird effect on water or something. I don't know, it was some ridiculous thing. I guess we've turned this into an eating stream.
I guess so. Why, do you hear me chomping?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm munching on my mac and cheese here.
I gotta get a cup of coffee and take an oxy. Oh, hang on.
I had mac and cheese recently. It was one of those but I didn't actually get the Cheetos mac and cheese, but it was something like it.
No, just different.
I do think it's funny, it seems weird to me that we would have Cheetos mac and cheese, but on the other hand, it also makes perfect sense. I think it's just weird because of the association. Okay, I swear, Diana, if I hear a flush, I'm leaving. But anyway.
No.
It was kind of nice hanging out in my old childhood home earlier today. I've missed it.
That would be nice.
Not at all.
It's a really
Close.
nice neighborhood.
Need. No. Nada. Dara. Oh. I'm.
There's something about like lake air. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I know a lot of people love ocean air, they love the sea and stuff. I was raised on Lake Champlain. It's fresh water, of course. I really like it. Something about it.
I actually don't like ocean air.
None.
No?
Mm,
Hmm.
Too salty.
Well, I will say that I don't much care for the stench of dead fish, but other than that,
That.
but I mean, it may not even necessarily be the smell of it exactly. There is just a vibe in the air
Man.
when you're near a large body of water that I really like. You don't
Oh.
really get it from rivers so much. It's got to be like a lake or an ocean.
Oh.
It's similar to that tang in the air when it's about to rain.
Ah,
And ah.
now remember, no dying on us.
So my question is this: why are all proctors from Egypt? No?
I got it.
Okay. It's one of those ones that I think and say maybe once every 20 years. Well, once every 15. Can't imagine what brought that to mind, though.
That's. Oh God. Morre.
I was gonna wait until tell you after I got it ordered, but seeing it's getting pretty close anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna order you a gift, Diana. I'm gonna try to get it so it'll come to you either on Sunday or Monday.
Giant inflatable rat trap?
Okay.
Close.
Oh, it's one of those whiplash collars, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Adesso. Oh, many much this. I think I may have to take a break. I hope nobody minds very much. But
A Kit Kat bar?
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Everybody I want to thank all of you who are here and all of you who are not here. Most of the time, you keep me going, but sometimes even you can't manage. Sorry about that.
It's okay. We understand.
I think that's
Oh,
what the pills are for.
it's gonna take a while for them to kick in. Oh my. But everybody, please take care and be good and have fun. I love you all dearly. I really do. And as long as you guys keep liking this stuff, and as long as I can, as long as I'm around to do it, I guess I'll just have to keep doing it.
Oh darn.
Don't worry, we were talking about putting your brain in a jar.
Oh, okay. That
Well,
sounds
Mage
good.
was talking about putting your brain in a jar. I was talking about putting it in a kettle.
Ah, okay. Oh my, oh my. You kids are so much fun. What do you, ow, ow, ow. Okay. Good night, everybody. I love you all. I really do. Please take care and stuff and things. And